Hello and welcome to Achievement Hunting 101, spelled with a Y, as it always has been.
Always.
I'm FuFuCuddilyPoof, and this is level 272. Joining me tonight is Big L.
BYG. Hello.
And KooshMoose.
I'm still trying to figure out where does the Y go?
Oh, I guess you weren't in Patron VIP.
I must have missed something.
So,
Go for it.
have you ever heard of the Mandela Effect?
Yes. Wait. Are you about to tell me it's not real?
No, I'm about to tell you it is real.
The Mandela Effect.
Because let me tell you something. I got Mandela affected hard yesterday. So, L's on my side. L knows what's up. Nate, I don't know how well
Is this
you
that
know
Pokemon thing? I don't know it.
Oh, you don't know the giant rock snake that Brock had?
I mean, I probably
Do you know its
seen
name?
it. Like if you had asked me what its name was, I probably wouldn't know. Except for now, it's coming to me that I did see some rumblings in the panel channel, or not the panel channel, the Patreon channel. So,
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think you would know enough of that. So, anyway, that Pokemon's name is Onyx. Now, if you were to ask me how its name is spelled, it's Oynx. It's always been Oynx. That's how it was in the games. That's how it's been on in the Pokemon cards.
Oynx?
Don't listen to him. He's a little slow.
Yes.
So Oinks?
Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Onyx. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oinks. Oh my
Either
God.
way,
That's
exactly.
it's even better.
That's how frustrated I am from this. I'm not even kidding. My mind was blown from this because how bad this screwed with me. But Onyx.
Yeah.
That's how I've always spelled it. I would have bet my child's life on it. That's how it was spelled.
Oh, don't go taking those bets. Never
Come
good.
to find out, it's not with a Y. It's with an I. It's Onix. I was so sure that it was with a Y that when I was at work and I saw this, I'm like, nah. They're just screwing with me. The Pokemon company must have changed the spelling, sometime, and they just changed it all on the internet. They updated Bulbapedia and all these other things, and it's with an I now. Silly me, when I got home and I started to look at things that weren't connected to the internet, like my old Pokemon cards or my old Pokemon Pokedex, and it's an I. I don't know what's real anymore.
I mean,
I think someone just updated a simulation and didn't tell me about the patch notes.
this kind of proves the multiverse theory. That's all I'm saying. Like, somehow you've crossed over. Like, we've got evil Fufu, and someone else has good Fufu.
Somewhere there's a Fufu that has 5 million gamer score, and Redemption has 200,000.
That would be amazing.
Like
you're playing a Japanese
visual
novel while we're playing.
My mind was so mind effed over that whole thing. I just sat there and looked at my cards and went, something here's wrong, and I can't figure it out. I even posted something on Facebook, and I had hey, if you know what this Pokemon is, spell it. Tell me who it is and how you spell it in the comments. And then I posted a video of where I saw this, and I have plenty of people on there that are spelling it, with a Y, the correct spelling. And then there's a bunch of liars who are gaslighting me, telling me that it's spelled with an I.
Yeah.
Corey.
Well, there's two things at work here that I think. Number one, the real gemstone is spelled with a Y. And number two, I believe on the cartoon they misspell it. On that Who's That Pokemon part that they do in each episode, they have a Y. So I don't think you're all that crazy, just mostly, but I think there's a reason for this.
There probably is, but
With that
in
said,
my mind, that was with a Y.
When you're such a big Pokemon fan, you probably should know.
I do know how to spell it. It's
you're
YX.
You're
it's
right.
with a Y. I still refuse to believe that my Pokemon cards are correct. But yeah, that was my week so far. How was your guys' week?
Good show, everyone. I have no idea what to say anymore.
Yeah.
I had a good week, but I'm going to be very upset really soon because
That's not good.
Because last week I talked about how
Rooting.
the WWE 2K22 servers are going down in January, which is fine. But when they announced this, they stopped updating the daily leaderboard. The daily challenges, and you need a certain amount of daily challenges to get an achievement, and they are not updating anymore. So there are many people who are very pissed off about this. There's Reddit threads, there's tweets, and they're not responding to anybody. So they either...
It sounds vaguely familiar.
So they either did this by accident, which is horrible, or they did it on purpose, trying to get people to buy 2K23. But I think this is having the reverse effect. It makes me not want to play 2K23. If I have an unobtainable here and there, sure, discontinued, that's fine. It's happened. Plants vs. Zombies, it's happened. But if you give me 3 months, let me have...
That's exactly
Let me have my 3 months. It's only been up for a year. It's not like...
If we're going to shut it down, shut it down.
Sure. But I am definitely not the only one this is affecting. Hawkeye Barry, Chewy, certain others in the community. But definitely people, and this is not just a Xbox thing, it's on PlayStation also. People are saying, can't get my plat, yo. So.
That's wild.
So.
It's also kind of crazy to me that, like, your dailies were actually being programmed by a person and it wasn't, just a computer somewhere that just spit them out.
So.
Which, that's how I would have thought it would be.
Yeah, so because of this, it makes me not want to, touch this series at all, which is silly, but just like a respect thing, just a lack of respect. I have no idea how this works on the programming end of it, but I imagine they could fix this if they really wanted to.
I mean, I'm not a developer or a programmer, so I don't know, but this seems like a very easy fix. Like I said, it's wild to me to think that someone's actually creating dailies every single day.
You need...
Instead of it just being
I forget how many you need.
AI created
but
thing.
You need a couple months worth. And there's time with the 3 months they give us to do it. But now, with each day it's not fixed, if they're going to fix it, it makes it harder and harder.
That's awful.
But, first world problems such as life and thousands of other games to play.
Mm-hmm.
So it
doesn't, nothing else.
It doesn't make you want to clear that stuff out as soon as the game comes out, though? Like, you don't want to...
Well, here's the thing I was talking about last week. So, like,
server
if there was a multiplayer achievement, like get 50 multiplayer wins, right? Like, I would have done that. I would have found someone and done that already. Mm-hmm. But these are server-based, just stupid. Like, this is the type of thing that shouldn't be discontinued. But yes, you're right.
See,
but it's only been out for a year.
I feel like if I played any of these sports games, I would try to get anything that was like online first. Because they're being shut down at most 18 months later, if not sooner.
I mean, they haven't pulled anything like this before.
So you remember when I said I would never play another Madden game?
Oh, sure.
And then just last week I played Madden 22. Just did the stack with Matism, and we knocked out all the server stuff. But that's because it's going off of EA Play or EA Pass, or whatever it's called, EA Play. Same kind of thing, though. Like, luckily that we know that it's leaving the service, not necessarily the servers. And there's no way I'm doing 23. I'll tell you that. It's got like 80 to 100 hour estimate.
Oof.
No, that's not happening. That is definitely not happening.
80 to 100 hours.
5 to 8 hours? Okay. I can do 5 to 8 hours. but 80 to 100, no way.
You should.
Yeah, any of those just annual sports titles, like, get them done sooner than better.
Yeah.
At least the online stuff. Or really, just any game that has online functionality nowadays, get it done sooner rather than later. Like, I'm waiting for Fall Guys to announce that they're getting shut down. Maybe not like Apex or Fortnite because, well, not Fortnite, that does have achievements, but like Apex, that still prints money, so you don't got to worry about that. Especially anything with EA. If EA is attached to it, time is ticking as soon as it launches.
Yeah, I actually got my Fall Guys done. That's like completely
nice.
Done. Yeah, so I'm fully done with that game now.
Don't forget. You said you were going to help me with that and Party Animals and every other game.
I'm gonna need citations. Footnotes.
But either way, you having your troubles with WWE is a great segue into what our patron question for this week is, and that's, what game or games would you otherwise play but are avoiding because you're too scared of the achievements being too difficult, buggy, or broken? And I guess we could just put every EA annual franchise in here to start with, because clearly L doesn't want to play 2K or 2K24 when that comes out.
I mean, I've done some 2K grinds, thousands of online hours. This was avoidable, my friend.
But did you have fun with the time that you had with it? Okay, well that then it was just a waste.
Thanks, Jables.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah.
But Nate, why don't you go ahead and start reading off some patron responses?
All right. Full Gore Latin says none. If I want to play something, I'll play it. I'm just thinking, he could have gone with Fulgore too. Like that would have been a nice achievement related. Gentle White 5 says, I would play Maze Mysteries if even, 5 of its 26 achievements worked. We deserve latent clones on Xbox. We deserve 30 or 40 of them. That's very mental. It's a very mental number of them. Absolutely.
Right.
I can't believe. I thought I was going to be unique. I thought I was going to come up with the game that no one else thought of. And of course, mental steals it. Like, that was the game that came to the top of my mind. It's got
Congratulations, you're mental too.
Yeah, it's got 26 unobtainable achievements. And just like he said, it's a Professor Layton clone. I love the Professor Layton games. Freem mentioned that one game, I guess 2 or 3 weeks ago that he played before it left Game Pass, had the logic puzzle where like this person is sitting next to this person, but they can't sit next to someone wearing blue. And then and so you have to figure out the order of the people sitting in chairs in a room. And I love that stuff. And that's some of the stuff you see in Professor Layton games. So this game immediately came to mind. Like, oh man, I would totally, I should play it just because I love that gameplay. But I have a feeling they're going to disappoint me. I have a feeling it's not going to be as good as a Layton game. But yeah, Maze Mysteries, the Secret of Dragonville. I was going to see who's played it, but I can't because there's no achievements. So it doesn't show up.
That's so bad.
Yeah. So there you go. That's the one that came to mind. I'm sure there's a couple others, but that was the tip top.
Now wait a minute.
What about you, Al? Can you read?
Oh, I'm still dumbfounded. I've never heard of this.
Oh, you've never heard of it?
This one,
I did mention it on a sale before.
But you could play this and not get it on your tag, so it's okay.
Yes. There's no fear of getting this on your tag. It's true.
I mean,
if you want to play it for
unless they fix it,
fun, you can. Because it looks fun. Just looking at the
absolutely
achievement names.
If they had achievements, this is what they would have named them.
This has been out for 2 years. What the hell? Well, this is a mystery.
Unsurprisingly, I have no idea what it is.
Well, if it's like Professor Layton, it's definitely a courtroom drama. visual novel. This is wild.
But yeah, why don't you take a turn, L, and start reading off some responses.
Okay. Our next person up is Wild West 08, who I guess did not take the time to make a spooky Halloween name. If a game has broken achievements, I usually wait. One game I would like to try it is ours, the yearly train sim games. That's what you want to play? Okay. Besides being a small fortune, their buggy achievements put me off. They don't seem to care to fix them either. Now that's the problem right there, JMO. When they don't care, it makes the customer
They're also
mad. So what's
like we just talked
train
about that.
sim? Like the trains all live together and you have to like mate them and they go to work and stuff like that? Is that the
Oh man,
not
I'd
the
play the
train
heck out of that
sims?
game.
They go choo choo, I'm going to work, and then they go choo 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 choo. Yeah, I would play that.
You
too.
know, there's probably a Sims 4 mod that makes them all trains.
Trains, goats, lawnmowers, PC builders, pigeons. I think I'm onto something.
I'm sure there's a mod out there somewhere.
I'm onto something.
Definitely on something, yes.
I am on. We're recording late deliriousness. Oh, Spooktical Mario says Agalos redo ! Indivisible DLC and Bloodstained Ritual of the Night Windows. Looking at his answer, I'm trying to see if there's some hidden puzzle.
Oh, rib.
I was going to say something else, but yes, a rib. Take the first letter of all of those and you definitely get a rib. Like, who had the rib? Adam's rib? Sure.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Was there something up with Bloodstained?
I mean, probably.
I think there's a couple of...
Sit.
One unobtainable. That sucks. I mean, this is the community that just if there's one unobtainable, they may as well all be unobtainable. Like Willie Mays. Right? Like, no one's gonna pay $40 for this game.
Well, if you don't want that on.
Like if you're on the Vayner leaderboard, you basically have to play this at some point and get what you can get out of it. But if not, you may as well play something you can complete, right? So I totally get it.
Well, I mean, or if like you're a completionist.
Sure. But I know my Vader leaderboard people, and Mario is one of them.
Also true.
MGP.
Well,
oh, yeah?
I was going to say, besides the WWE ones, you got anything?
Oh. Well, I thought of a game that I would have wanted to play in a different world, and I probably would have dragged you along with me.
Uh-oh.
And it is Sea of Thieves. Now...
Hey, now, I have said many a times I'd be willing to play that game. I have tried to get you guys to play
between the unobtainables and the 1,000 to 8,000 hour time commitment, it sounds really fun.
I mean, I don't care about the unobtainables.
You probably have the right attitude.
Spoiler warning for my answer.
I just care about the horrible combat.
Yeah, but
it wasn't great, but it was so much fun. I mean, it's a game about griefing. Of course, I want to play it.
I'm sure it has better combat than Night at the Museum or whatever.
I don't think so. I've played both, and I think the combat in Sea of Thieves is atrocious. It's just so bad.
Yeah, but did you play it with?
I didn't think it was that bad.
The ship
did
combat
you play
is
it with
cool.
friends?
Oh, it's so much fun.
I don't know.
Well, define friends.
Matism sauce. Oh no, never mind.
Yeah, I played it with some community people, and the ship combat is fun.
Some community.
Swinging a stick and the shooting is so bad. Hopefully they fixed it, but it was just so bad. Yeah, it was. It must have gotten better. There's no way people would be playing it if it was as bad as it was.
Right? But it's a lot of fun even without it.
Well, we may go. One of my groups may dive back in because they got rid of the PvP. So there's a PvE only option now. Or coming. I don't know if it's already out or not, but so we might be tempted to go back in and check it out then. And so help me if the combat is still bad then. I don't know.
It's so much fun though.
Yeah, but in general, for me, it's more. I would say time commitments more than anything. Like I'm trying to think of a game that I would play if it's too hard. And well, I won't talk about that right now.
Don't lie.
Lies.
Don't lies.
I wasn't going to say.
Well, it's weird because like something like say Rock Band, right? I know I'm not going to complete them, and I don't care. They're fun. I will play them. Never going to get expert everything, 5 stars, everything on every instrument, and I don't care. But for a game that's trying to be whole hard, I don't know. Something like Dark Souls I've always wanted to play because everyone who plays it, all the people that love it say, they really love it. And you have to like give it time, and then eventually you figure stuff out. You learn how to parry, you learn how to do all that stuff. And I've seen the same for Life of Pi. Damn it, I keep getting confused Life of P with Life of Pi. Whatever that movie is. It's a good movie. Well, yeah, but I guess that would be my type of thing, my answer. Yeah, difficulty and unobtainables are different things, but
different kind of unobtainable.
One of each. They're unobtainable for me if I don't play them, I guess.
I mean, not wrong.
Now, you do know that the secret to that game is to keep leveling up, right? You go out, you kill a couple things, you go back, you save, you spend your money on upgrades, you go back out, kill a couple things, you go back, you save. That's kind of the cycle there.
Right. The key is to give it time and learn it.
Patience.
Yeah, that type of game I like to chip away at. Like I was chipping away at that, and I was chipping away at Wolong, just a little bit every day, and of course then shiny things pull me away. But if you can maintain that, where you're just chipping a little at a time, you will eventually progress in your skills, and you'll also level up enough, and then the game starts becoming more fun.
Next year, we'll get back to it.
See, I look at those games and I want to like them. I want to love them, but the action games where giant sword or whatever, you have to go out and kill enemies, Dark Souls, Nier, Devil May Cry, I start to play them and then I'm just like, they're not for me. But I look at them, I go, this is awesome. I want to play this, and I start playing. It's just like, go play something different.
All right, Kitty, what do you got?
All right. Well, I got a response from MVP.
Rocket League.
Who is, he's wrong, but he says any and all 360 games.
Oh, that's all he said? That's good. Or interesting.
Well, if you by the time you turn on your 360, your night of gaming is shot. So I get it. I get it.
Truth. Turn it on and go get a sandwich.
What?
You come back. You come back, and it might be at the home screen. Then you click on your game, then you can go get another sandwich.
Make sure you can connect to Xbox Live.
The last week or two have been awful.
Oh, that was the worst.
Which is weird because I didn't actually have any problems.
Really?
I went and I played. I guess I played a backwards compatible game. Yeah, I played Plants vs. Zombies because I finally finished Garden Warfare 1 on the series, or I guess on the Xbox One. I finished one of them. I can't remember which one. It was horrible. But it's done. And then I was like, you know what? I kind of missed the old games. I started playing that. This was apparently when everyone was having problems. I didn't realize it. I got an achievement and popped no problem. In backwards compatibility. But I don't know if that was the key.
No, it was.
Were you actually connected to Xbox Live?
Yeah, I mean it's got timestamp and everything. So,
wow, lucky you.
It was.
See, I could play a backwards compatible game, but I couldn't connect to Live.
Yeah, weird. It was both. It was 360 and backwards compatible. It was both for sure.
That's so weird. Especially the backwards compatible thing. Like, I would just assume that was built into the hardware, the Xbox hardware, and it wouldn't have to like phone home to be like, oh yeah, you can play this game.
Oh god, not you too with the phone home. Oh god.
I didn't even know that was a pet peeve.
The 80-year-old patients are like, Elliot, phone home. I'm like, stop it.
Of course, but then again, I guess that makes sense because then you can play any game backwards compatible. So I guess it would have to phone home.
It's true.
So anyway, Spawooky, he says, the challenge modes added to Assassin's Creed Valhalla give me pause on starting that one despite loving the series overall. Same with the New Game Plus addition to Far Cry 5. Having said that, the pause isn't that strong, as others have said. If I really want to play something, I will. It's not like I have a perfect tag or super high completion percentage to be concerned about. And then Halloween Berry, he says, Elite Dangerous. I'm very curious about the game. Reading about it has really got me interested in it. However, that 1,000 plus hour completion estimates keeps me away from it. See, I am interested in Elite Dangerous just because I like sci-fi and dogfighting, whether it be in a spaceship or like just a jet. So the game looks cool. I just know it's like just a huge time commitment just to get into the game and just be able to play it. Crazy tutorial and all that stuff. Super complex. But as for my answer, I'm kind of with Devin on this one, full gore Latin. If I want to play something, I'll just kind of play it. I don't really care if it has an unobtainable or discontinued or multiplayer shut down. If I want to play the single player, I'll just play it. My tag already has plenty of blemishes on it. It already sucks. I've got baby games on. I've got things I can't complete. What's one more game I can't complete? Big deal. My biggest thing is, and I guess this is where I might deviate from Vulgar a little bit. If I play a game, I just want to make sure that it's on Xbox. Like, I tend, with gaming time being limited, I tend to not play something that like would be a PlayStation game or a Nintendo game just because I feel like, oh, I want to play. If I'm gonna game, I want it to be an Xbox game or maybe even a PC game that has achievements so that I can talk about it on the show. That's the only like asterisk that or anything like that when it comes to what games I would play. Now, if we didn't do the show, where's Spider-Man at? Or Final Fantasy Remake?
We should chip in for a PlayStation and just play it together somehow. Moving to Baltimore.
I was going to say, if you want to move here, that sounds great, because otherwise it's going to be real difficult doing that when
you're long-distance relationship like we have. Sprinkle some Old Bay.
I forget. I was going to say, you're not wrong. I was going to say 5 hours away, but I actually don't know.
Sure, that's about right. Sure.
It is? How far away it is?
Yeah, if you don't stop to sleep every 5 seconds, but no one would do that.
Anyway. That'll do it for that Patreon question. Thank you for all those that responded. But let's go get a little. Let's continue on with the show. We have a news item. I think you added this first one or this one.
Oh, about Forza.
Yeah, about Forza. Even though there's no T, it's Forza.
Okay.
I refuse to put a T in there.
I mean, do you eat pizza? I guess you do. So
It's pronounced pizza.
You right.
I like a good meat lover's pizza with stuffed crust.
Yeah, so everyone's favorite independent racing game, Forza Horizon 5, got some new DLC achievements finally. On TA, they're showing up as Unknown Pack. And the second one is called, wait for it, Unknown Pack. So.
Oh, how original.
So it looks like the game is now up to 2,500 gamer score.
That's a lot.
This madness has to stop. 2,500.
Keep going.
I mean, it'll get to probably what?
5.
They should just go bonkers and go to like 10,000, right? Screw it.
Yeah, keep going. Why not? Keep adding achievements. Keep adding DLC until 6 comes out.
What I can tell you is that 114 people as of this recording have already completed the game. And I'm not sure what the nature of the achievements are. If there's stuff that will just, if you have to boot up the game and it'll count already. But community member Ahizo was very excited. He posted in the Forza channel and in Bragcamp that he was the first on TA to complete it. And his
nice.
On the feed it says he's the first. But then once you click in, you'll see that he is in fact second.
Boo.
So
I take my GG back.
Yeah, if you're not first, you last, son.
Exactly.
Oh, with that said, Retro Chief is 8th on this list, and I don't recognize anybody else in the top 20, 30, 40. Yeah. So good job, Heizo and Retro, on getting that recompleted. Retro's hour count in that game is 650 hours. No, what time commitment?
Yeah, but it's so good. It's such a good time.
This dude at number 6 on the number 6 completion has 3,892 hours in this game. I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna ask how that's possible. But yeah, everybody in the top 10.
That's a lot of racing. Holy crap!
I hope some of that was idle. Oh.
I love the game. I don't love it that much.
Yeah, but Forza continues to roll on. Microsoft continues to support it. That's always good.
Yes. And I mean, oh snap! Today's the 10th. I didn't even know that. I just looked at my phone and realized what day it is. Motorsport's out.
It is, and I don't think it's the perfect 10 gem that we might have been expecting.
I'm not surprised.
In the Discord, someone gave it like
because it's such a different game.
I think it's getting some random bad reviews here and there, but I think the people that get it will know what they're in for.
Really? I would hope so. I would hope that people reveal. I mean, but God only knows. I would hope that people that's reviewing that game would know that it's not Horizon. Horizon and Motorsport are very different racing games. But I mean, like, I don't even remember when Forza Motorsport 7 came out. So I can see, I'm pretty sure it was before Horizon 4 and 5. So if that being said, like I can see people being accustomed to, Horizon, both of those games being basically a 10 out of 10 game, just absolute bangers, and then going to Motorsport and just hating life. You got to know going in that's different.
34,000 people already started this on TA. I don't see people talking about it, really.
Not surprised.
Not our community's
it's because it's
thing.
We have a couple people that are into those racing games, but not a whole lot of people.
It's not Horizon. It's not.
It's not the good one. Yeah, exactly.
That's not what I was gonna say. I mean, but yes, it's what's the word I'm looking for? Accessible. it's a sim game, so.
It's funny you use the word accessible because this is like one of the first games I think that's built like for to be able to be played by someone who's completely blind. Like someone who's completely blind can play this racing game because of the accessibility team that they brought in to help. Apparently worked really hard on that.
Yeah, tons of accessibility options. I just meant accessible just because it's a hardcore racing game. But yeah. If nothing else, Horizon 5's got new achievements. That's all that matters. Keep pumping them out. Shoot, pump out Horizon 4 achievements. You'll only make people happy. Both of those games are incredible. Huh. Horizon 5 to me, or just whatever the latest version of Horizon is, to me is just one of those games that's always on my Xbox. I don't delete it just because every so often it's just like, oh, here, let me play it. It's like Rocket League or Master Chief Collection. They're just permanently installed because I go to them every so often. But yeah, in that case, why don't we jump into the game showcase? Let's see. Let's go to Nate first. What game do you want to talk about?
All right. So, I'm talking about a game that's about to leave Game Pass in a few days. So if you haven't played it yet, good luck. You probably won't be able to get it done. It's going to require a couple playthroughs. The game is Trek to Yomi. I was very excited about this when it first came out because I was bummed that we didn't get Ghost of Tsushima or anything quite like it. And Trek to Yomi, when I saw it, it kind of scratched that itch, like, oh, this might fill that void that we don't have. It's a very different type of game. It actually, now that I think back, it kind of has some Karateka DNA in it. It's very much about, running left to right in certain sequences. You're running left to right or you're fighting left to right. And you are, battling other swordsmen. So, this is set back in samurai time, and it's in black and white. And you can choose to play it with Japanese audio, with English text subtitles, and that's how I chose to play it. I haven't dared try the English audio. I should do that before I'm done with it, just to see how bad it is. But yeah. But there have been times where the audio is actually cut out. Like a little bit of a conversation just isn't there in the Japanese. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But the combat in the game is it's pretty good. It's difficult at first. I had a hard time kind of understanding it, that you can just hold your sword in a block pose, and then that will save you. I thought you had to do like perfect blocks, and you don't. You're going to have to beat the game 3 times, possibly. I think you have to beat it 3 times, a minimum. You have to beat it once to unlock the hard mode, okay, I could be getting this completely wrong. Let's just say you have to beat it 2 times. If you're optimizing, you can play it on the hardest difficulty and get through and beat the game, and that will then unlock this other mode called Kensei mode or Kensei mode. And Kensei mode is a 1-hit kill on regular enemies, but it's also a 1-hit kill on you. So rather than whittling down an opponent and finishing them, it's just like who hits who first. And that also will account for ranged weapons too. So if you're up against a bowman and the bowman hits you, you're dead. So, but you have shurikens. So, and you also have a bow and arrow. You also have like a kind of like an elephant gun, a very old, like early model type elephant rifle. And, so you can use those to take out the ranged units from far away and kind of make it through that mode. Now that's an 8.47 ratio achievement. I have not yet done that one. My plan was, and the way I went about it is I went through and I played on easy, because I had started it on normal and I was having difficulty. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to play it on easy, get the story done, get all the collectibles and just experience the game first. And I think that for me was perfect. I ran through on easy. I just pretty much melted everything. The bosses, I could just kind of like, force my way through them, and not be perfect, not be anywhere near perfect on some of the boss fights. And still I got through them. I was able to experience the story, which isn't amazing. It's not fantastic, but the story is straightforward and it's serviceable and it does what it needs to do, gets you from A to Z. There's a video on the TA. It's used actually on a couple different solutions that will get you 100% of the collectibles, which are like little story or lore items, they call them. Then there's power-ups for health, for stamina, for what type of ammo you can carry. And then I think those are all the collectible types. Oh yeah, moves. So you'll have different combinations you can do. You'll learn sometimes by killing certain enemies, you'll get them. Sometimes by reading certain scrolls. Sometimes by doing certain actions. You will unlock a whole lot of different combinations you can use. But you'll pretty much rely on 2 or 3 of them. And those will be ones that will stun enemies, because if you stun an enemy and kill them, you'll get health back. So that's a really good move. And it also prevents you from having to fight people for too long. Because if you can stun them and kill them, fights go much faster. So a playthrough initially on easy, wiped out all those collectibles immediately, and then I went back in on Ronin mode. Now, Ronin mode is the hardest difficulty, and it's not that bad, especially after playing on easy. I very quickly got my butt handed to me, starting in Ronin mode, and then kind of figured out the combat. Now, that coupled with my experience of running through and knowing where everything was and not having to, figure out, do I get around this corner or that corner? The levels seem like they're very branchy, but it really is pretty linear once you run through it, once you're familiar with the game. So I'm actually not having that much difficulty with Ronin mode. I've had 1 or 2 bosses that have given me some trouble, but I got through them. Now, that other mode, the one-hit mode, the Kensei mode, that apparently when you fight bosses, they do not have a one-hit kill life, but you still do. So when you're fighting a boss, if they touch you once, you're dead. You have to do it over again. But apparently in that mode, the boss's health is low, somewhere around the easy level as well. So you can actually kind of kill them pretty quickly. So it's actually not a bad idea to save these other types of achievements, which are for killing these end bosses without getting hit at all. Well, because you have to do that, right? Because if you get hit, you're not, you don't progress. So if you're going to beat Kensei mode, you're going to get all those achievements for killing the bosses without being touched. It's a really cool game. It just has a lot of style to it, and they use that kind of interesting, like, different camera perspectives as you're running around, and there's zombies. There's always zombies at some point in the game, but very cool game. I'm sad I waited till it was leaving Game Pass to really dive into it. I wish I was able to spend a little bit more time with it, but yeah, I'm gonna try to get this done. And if it ever goes on like a really nice sale, like a $10 sale, it's a perfect pickup. That's Trek to Yomi, and I'm really enjoying it.
Wow.
You actually just answered a question I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
I thought for sure you've talked about this before.
I think I talked about being excited about it. I don't believe I've reviewed it because I definitely didn't play enough to review it until just now.
Okay, maybe that's what it was.
Was Captain Kirk in this game?
I'm very shocked you haven't played this sooner.
I'm sorry, it was what? Captain Kirk?
Yeah. Oh, all right.
No. Wrong track.
Right. I won't ask about sexy doors. Yeah, whenever I see the title of this...
There are some sexy doors.
Game, it reminds me of 310 to Yuma. I have no idea why, but that's why.
Well, I mean, it's got a Y in it and a T.
And a T.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
So it's all in black and white, right? Like you said. So this is kind of like when you first started.
No splashes of red
when
or
you
anything.
First started gaming.
What's that? Yes. It reminds me of my childhood.
TV land.
Yeah.
Video game land.
Or to go to a new level, you had to get up and change the channel. Yeah.
Now, what did you think about that? Like, do you think it's once you start playing, you don't notice it's all in black and white, or how do you feel about that stylistically?
Oh, you absolutely notice that it's in black and white.
I thought maybe you'd see like the blood would still be red or something like that,
No, they didn't do any of that. They didn't do any of that to kind of like, kind of to emphasize any of that. They did not. It's just in black and white. It's just like watching, Kurosawa film or watching the old other, directors.
TV. No, this is nothing like
or TV Land. Yeah, it's not like Mr. Ed. It's basically Mr. Ed.
I mean, they're all without color, so
yeah. Let's leave it to Beaver.
My favorite one is Rashomon. That's a good one. Good movie. Mm-hmm.
Rashomon. Okay.
Gesundheit.
Vintage Kenny.
But yeah, I don't think it took away from it. Would it have been better in color? Possibly. Yeah, possibly. But we'll never know. I don't think.
I mean, it's also...
It's such a nice style when you look at it.
Yeah, it's a very cool style.
Like film footagey crackles going in and out, right? As well.
It just looks really good. There's a couple of places where I think they do like some film grain type stuff, but for the most part, it's clear. Yeah. It's like transitions and things. They might do that, but the gameplay itself is crystal clear and just beautiful. Like the animations are really good. It takes a while to get used to the combat. It feels a little stilted because when you're fighting, you're kind of facing in a direction. You have to press the A button to switch where you're facing. So you'll face, the other way if you hit A. But then there's some combos that will also change your orientation, like which way you're facing. So you can actually, and you'll eventually get a move. It's not too far into the game that when you block, you'll be able to block from behind, and then that will turn you around as well and allow you to start attacking that person. So at first the combat's a little tricky. Just spend some more time with it. Just know that you don't have to have perfect blocking. You can block well before the strikes hit you, and then you can counterattack. That was key for me. Like I thought I had to be perfect, and you really don't have to be perfect to do pretty well in this game.
So I had to step away while you were talking about this, so I'm sorry if you said it and I didn't hear it. I see there's an achievement to find all the collectibles. Is there chapter select? There
is no chapter select. Thanks for asking that. No. So, but it does remember everything you've picked up. So if you happen to know, I missed this particular collectible on level 3, and you get that one, and that was the only one you were missing, the achievement pops right then. Which is what happened to me. I was not using the guide at first, and I said, you know what? I should be using a guide. So then, I don't think I mentioned the thing about that video is it only shows you where the pickups are. It doesn't show you gameplay. It doesn't show you combat. It just shows you, here's like a little screen. You should recognize this when you get to it. And like, look right around here, and boom, there's this collectible. They have, which collectible you're picking up at the top corner of the screen, how many there are in this level. It's a really awesome video, really well done. They're in order. Nothing's out of sequence. It's just amazing, and that was fantastic. I need to go thumbs up that solution, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because it was really good. But yeah, so you can loop back around and get them on your second, your third, your fourth playthrough, whatever. Once you get them all, it's perfect. I would recommend getting all the collectibles, all the power-ups on your Ronin mode, because that's the hard mode. You don't necessarily need them on your easy mode. But Ronin, things are a little bit tougher there. It's really nice to have a lot of stamina. So to be able to keep fighting without having to rest. And your health is important, but maybe not as important as stamina, because once you have no stamina, you're just standing there getting your breath back and really vulnerable.
And if you're getting hit in one shot, who cares what health means?
Yeah.
All right.
I should mention there's one other achievement. Sorry. There's one achievement for beating the boss on level 3. And if you lose to him, the game progresses. This achievement is like an early end of game achievement. So in order to guarantee that you don't accidentally get beat and have to play all the way through to chapter 3 again, because once again, no chapter select, what you can do is you can make a cloud save right before you go in to that boss. So you basically get to the checkpoint right before the boss fight, and you then shut the game down normally. That creates a cloud save. You can then go in and fight them. If you lose, you do the old, go to dashboard, hit start on the game, go delete local save, not everywhere, just local save.
Cheating.
And that will quit the game.
Tell me more.
Yes, it is. That will quit the game. You can bring it back up, and then you'll be right back at that checkpoint again. You won't have to go all the way back through level 3 to get to that. That's all detailed in the solution. I have not yet done it. I was like, you know what? I'm good. I know what I'm doing, and then I screwed it up on my second playthrough. So I have to do a third playthrough anyway, and that's when I'm absolutely going to do the save scum to make sure, because it's one hit kills mode. So I'm definitely going to die. So. I'm going to have to save scum that.
Nice. Oh, I should have known that this was a Devolver game. I remember that now.
Yeah, man. Devolver games, they're really cool. I really love them as a publisher.
I was just thinking, I'm like, man, I wonder who this was about. And I see Devolver. Of course it is. I remember after I saw this, it's like, oh yeah, I remember seeing this on one of those crazy E3 press conferences.
I remember E3.
All right. Yeah, this game looks cool. Very, very different art style, being all black and white and whatnot. It's definitely something that stands out in amongst all the games that are out right now, even if it is a year and a half old. All right. Well, if there's no more for Trek to Yomi,
Hello.
Elle, what would you like to talk about?
All right. So I completed a few different games this week, and they range from super easy to not so easy. So
I'd expect nothing less.
So the first game I want to talk about is this fantastic Windows-only game called Panda's Village. This seems like a game that X the Hero would like for some certain reason. It is basically baby's first tower defense, so you would probably like this game.
That's not what
Me
I thought
neither.
that was going to
All
be.
I knew.
I was expecting this.
All I knew is that it was easy. It's got like a half hour to an hour range on TA, and you're a panda, and this game is known for having really awful frame rate. So basically, you run around like you're in Kung Fu Panda. You start off with the bamboo stick, and you start off in the tutorial, and it tells you, make this shop, and then you can buy stuff from the shop, and then make this house. So basically, you make houses, and every house you build, you get money coming in, and then as you're playing, you build a weapon shop, you buy weapons, you build a cafe, you buy food, and that's basically it. And while this is happening, enemies come. It's a typical tower defense. In between waves, you get 90 seconds to repair your houses and build some cannons and stuff like that. And
this is not what I
did
thought
you find
this
any
game would
gameplay
look
footage of it?
I did, and it looks like a Roblox game.
It's way better looking than a Roblox game. And
well, okay, it looks like a Roblox game that's also not like
yes.
boxy.
Yeah, so the first couple waves you fight some monkeys, and then you fight some gorillas, and then eventually you fight a boss. Now, I'll be honest, I wound up dying on the boss wave a couple different times. And I figured, oh, you start off at that wave again. No, they make you start all the way over from the beginning. It's not fair. So I had to go through this a few times. The thing about this game is you can't build houses wherever you want to. There's predetermined spots where you can build everything. It's very, very interesting in that way. So there's certain places you could build your weaponry, your houses. And then, in the later waves, there's, it goes from like 2, 5, 10 enemies to like 60 on the screen, and then it just your poor computer will not be happy with you. It was funny.
With the way this looks, that's a problem with the game, not my computer.
So one thing I discovered while playing is that the right bumper is a special attack, and it just wouldn't work for me for whatever reason. I just couldn't get it to work. And then I finally beat the boss. I used magic and my attack. I never once used my special attack. And then Tyler says to me, the right bumper on that white controller doesn't work, right, Dad? I'm like, are you kidding me? So
that's hilarious.
I was like, God damn it. But, I beat it without the special attack. I could have sworn there was a stack on Xbox with this game, but I don't think there is. Man. So the game is also 2,000 gamer score right now, so I have no idea if they're going to add to it or not. This game is $6. Yes,
it has 2,000 gamer score.
It sure does. They all do now. They come out with 1,000, and then like within, within a couple months, it's got more. Came out in April. Yep. Very wild. Yeah, so that was my easy game, my half-hour game that took me like 2 hours. But yes, that's Panda's Village. And if you see this on sale for a couple bucks, it's honestly wasn't bad, and I enjoyed my time with it. Another game I completed is a game I've talked about before called Friday the 13th puzzle game. All I had left was the murder marathon parts. Oh no, it's called Killer Puzzle, excuse me. So you have to get 30 kills in a row, and it's like a sliding meter across the screen, and you have to hit the A button on the right on the thing. Do you know what I'm talking about? You played this, Kenny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've played it. It's fun.
So I have a little tip for people that have turbo controllers or nephews. So once you get that achievement for the 30 in a row, you're going to be left. So I was left with, I had 600 out of 1,000 kills. So I still needed 400 more kills. And then my bloodlust was at level 40, and you need to get to level 100. If you happen to have a turbo controller, you can just turbo A, and you don't have to do anything else. You just leave it idle. And believe it or not, you will get kills more often than you think you would. And even if you don't get any kills, your bloodlust still goes up a little bit. So I wound up,
nice.
Utilizing that to my advantage to knock this completion out.
Good to know.
I know. It's very exciting. I really like this game. Unfortunately, it's been removed from the store, which is when a lot of people bought this game when they announced it was leaving, and I'm glad I did. Thanks, Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
So the last game, the main game I wanted to talk about, was a game we discussed last week, and it is your favorite Domenico Bluth game, Dragon's Lair. So I had done this game on the Windows 8 version, and I've had the 360 version sitting undone for over a decade. I think I got my first achievement in 2013, and this game has a very infamous achievement for playing on June 19th called Date with Daphne. And I used to get very mad at people for changing the date on their Xbox to get this achievement when it was not.
Somehow not
that I would get
surprised.
mad at them for no reason. or that people do it.
Uh-huh.
I guess both. Oh yes, I would.
That you would
really
get mad at them.
I'm like, just friggin' wait. Where's it going? So in the Windows version, so there's an okay. So if you don't know this game, it's a game from 1983. So it came out the year after Trek to Yomi came out. So now, Nate, did you play this in the arcade?
Yeah, of course.
So
how could you not?
Yeah,
no, I'm being
so
serious.
good looking.
You played this? Because okay, so
yeah,
on the Xbox you get little prompts like you hit there's a you can hit left, right, up, down, or A for an attack, and it prompts on the screen, and you have like a second or two to hit it. Now I want to say the arcade there were no prompts. Is that right? Or do you not remember? You just have to like know or guess.
Well,
Yeah,
here we go again, right?
Go ahead.
We're going with the Mandela Effect. I seem to remember there being prompts.
Because there's an achievement called 1983 mode, completed the game with the move guide turned off. And when I looked up several YouTube videos of the arcade, there were no prompts because I was trying to get the timing down, and I was looking for the prompts. Yeah.
What?
So you've only played it.
Well, maybe maybe it's an option on the
like on the motherboard,
on the machine, maybe.
Or whatever.
Yeah, maybe they could flip that. Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
How could you possibly play that game without the prompts? Because it's I can see you playing that game now without the prompts through just extreme trial and error. But then you have to do that in the arcade, and I assume you got 1/4 equals 3 lives. Like, you're going to be going through a lot of dollar bills before you finally, somehow complete that game if you're just doing trial and error.
I agree. It's a bit. Yeah, so what this game is...
That's insane.
It's not a long game. It's maybe about 15 minutes. And if you're playing an arcade mode...
Oh, yeah.
You get 5 lives, and whenever you die, you just start off on a different screen. It doesn't really matter. You eventually get through. Eventually you get to a point where they make you redo the room when you die, but then by that point you kind of memorize the prompts. But yeah, so there's luckily in this is the 360 version of the game. So luckily you can make use of saving at any time. So whenever you go into a new room, you could save.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
so
nice.
there's an achievement called Flawless for completing the game with 5 lives. That means you can't die at all. So anytime you go into a new room, you save. And if you die, it's no big deal. You just hit start and you go to quit out. You don't have to dashboard or do anything crazy. You just quit out and you go to resume game and you go right back in with your 5 lives. So...
See, now, save states, I can also see you complete in 1983 mode. I don't know how you could do that when you have 1/4 equals 3 lives.
The 1983 mode, you still have to not only know the prompts, but you have to know like the timing of them. So some of the screens you could just kind of mash down left if you know left is coming and it'll work. But
yeah.
Some of them, it doesn't quite work that way. So I eventually did find a YouTube that had the prompts, and then you have to just scroll through the YouTube and find the room you're on and follow along.
And that's even more crazy now. And the more I think about this, the crazier and more difficult it gets, because the game's not in order. It's not like you go into the same rooms every single time. It's different every time.
So you have to be,
man.
And then the highest ratio achievement is called Lair King to get a high score of 427,469. So what you have to do for this achievement is play in arcade mode, and every time you pass a room, you need to make sure your score finishes ticking up, and then you hit start and go to save. Because if you save it while the score is going up, it sometimes loses some of your score when you reload. I found this out the hard way because I got to the last room and I did not have the score I needed. So that is the recommendation. So what's interesting about this one is once you get to the last screen, the dragon, you have to do the 10 prompts and then not do the final prompt to kill the dragon. You have to actually die on purpose 4 times in a row. And then on the 5th time, you kill the dragon. So it's very weird. So it's a little monotonous.
That's an annoying achievement.
Because the last screen is it's about
that's actually dumb.
3 or 4 minutes, and you have to do it over and over. And then once you do that right, on the 5th time, you'll get that achievement. But I wound up pretty much banging this out in a night or two. And I always thought it was one of those that I wouldn't be able to do. But I got it done. And this is one of the games that I had in the head-to-head versus Fug. So Fug, I'm challenging you now, buddy. I give you some tips. Let's see if you can get this done. You were... Oh, yeah,
so
I was going to make fun of his age too, but go ahead.
There are a couple of achievements that say controller mode, and then the actual achievements save me complete the game with a controller. Ooh, what else do you complete the game with?
I believe there's Connect support on this game. Yes. Oh, look, hardware Connect enabled. Yep. There is Connect. I have no idea how.
Oh, yeah.
I have never done it.
Okay.
But I remember seeing commercials for it.
There's not a chance that works. Not
you wave your arm left.
That works.
Swing your arms for a sword. I have no idea how that would work. I kind of want to now.
The Kinect didn't work on the Xbox One. There is not a chance the Xbox 360 version works from a game in 2012.
Well, I'd be curious to see how it worked.
I'm curious if anyone has played this. Please podcast this discussion in the Discord at me. I'm very curious on your experience playing this with Kinect mode.
Yeah, so I did wind up looking at the Dragon's Lair trilogy achievement list that you did, and you just have to beat the game. You don't have to do anything crazy as far as I saw. You just have to get through to the end.
Yeah, you just got to beat all.
But there was nothing crazy.
The most difficult achievement was I forget which one it was. I want to say it was in Space Ace, but if it's not in Space Ace, it's in 2, where you have to get all the collectibles. And there was like one collectible that I got hung up on, where it was like a butterfly that you had to grab from the mouth of something.
Yeah.
Like there was no prompt for it. You had to know it was there, press the button at the exact time to get it, and then continue. And you had to do it all in one run.
Okay, I've never played Dragon's Lair 2 or Space Ace, so I actually might check this out.
I recommend it. Especially since I know you, or at least I assume you like
it.
Dragon's Lair, so
it's a pretty amazing piece of tech for 1983, man. I think it was on a laser disc or something.
Yeah. Oh, the game. Well, like Nate just said, the game is gorgeous, especially by 1983 standards.
And how many different
like it don't look bad now.
I mean, just imagine being in the arcade and you're seeing like all the garbage, like Virtua Fighter,
1983,
and then and like Frogger, and then
that was 10 years
Virtua
after
Fighter.
this.
1983 wasn't.
No, you would have seen like Asteroids.
Yeah,
and
even then.
That stuff.
Centipede.
Yeah, exactly.
Even then,
Galaga.
You stand this up against a Virtua Fighter.
Absolutely,
it still blows that away. I mean, so
yeah.
And oh gosh, it's just so smooth and cool. It's a Disney film.
And even when you die, there's different animations for each death, like depending on what room you're in and how you die. It's just great. There's voice acting. There's
If you were to come out with a game today and it looked like that, people would say it looks good. It's a pretty game. It has nice art. The fact that it came out 40 years ago is that's unbelievable. Yeah, I was actually I shared it in, I want to say podcast discussion. I actually shared the stream that I did of Dragon's Lair trilogy. I was watching it, having fond memories. I'm like, that was a lot of fun. That was a fun stream, man. I definitely recommend if you like this, I definitely
Stream it
recommend
again,
watching
turn
that.
off the moves, and let's see how you do.
Oh goodness.
Still need that public apology.
Wait, what apology?
I mean, you ended up liking it. It's Don Bluth. This is Don Bluth jam.
Yeah, I did end up liking it.
There you go.
Like I forgot that I actually went in blind and had absolutely no idea what it was. Apparently, I had people vote on this for me to play it. I had no recollection of that. I was confused as all get out of what the heck I was doing when I first started playing it. I'll just go watch it. Like the first few minutes of me playing is funny because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, so that was Dragon's Lair on the 360,
Oh, it's backwards compatible too.
I honestly would just at that point just do Dragon's Lair trilogy on the one.
Do both.
Okay. It is backwards compatible.
Digital only though. I'm just saying because it's 360 store shutting down, so.
Yeah, but it's backwards compatible. I think it should still be available.
It should be, and hopefully it will stay. Especially since apparently Xbox Game Studios is the publisher.
But,
so
it's
hopefully
a $10. It's a $10 game, which is the same price as Dragon's Lair Trilogy is right now, $10 on sale.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's on sale. Okay.
And that comes with 2 extra games in it. So.
All right. Well, speaking of sales, Salequay. Nate, what would you like to recommend?
Oh boy. Well, we're going to start off with a little garden theme. The Gardens Between, $5 down from 20, puzzle adventure. This was on Game Pass. It was beautiful. And I love this game. Super cool.
What was this?
So I'm definitely going to pick that up. If I haven't already.
That game.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this.
You didn't complete that? That's a surprise.
No, I completed it. It's just I want to own it. It's just so cool.
I see.
Next up, The Gardener and the Wild Vines, $6 down from 10. So not a huge discount. However, this game is unique. I was watching some gameplay and I thought I would just kind of highlight this and see if anyone else is interested in this. It's a platformer and it's got this unique mechanic where you are climbing the outside of a tower. It's kind of like, oh man, can't remember now. Darn it, why can't I remember the name of the game? In any case, you are scaling the outside of this tower and the camera stays focused on you, but the tower is spinning as you move left and right. Okay, Fez is what I was thinking. It's kind of like Fez in that you're kind of rotating around this tower or this whatever. And you're trying to climb this tower, and you do that by slashing these vines that are climbing up the tower. And when you slash like where a little flower is, the vine will then split off and grow in different directions, and then you can get more flowers and climb the tower that way progressively. It's super cool. It uses this cool mechanic where you kind of like stick your sword into the wall to kind of slow your fall as you're, if you need to get farther over to the side and, it's down, you can kind of jump that way and like stick your sword in the wall and slide down to it. It's really cool looking. I recommend you watch some gameplay and see if it's for you. I think I want to pick this up. I don't know, 6 down from 10, not huge, but it is a cool looking game. Next up, Alchemist Adventure, $7 down from 20. This is an action adventure game with 147 starters and 1 completion. It looks like a neat little Diablo-like. So if you want more of that in your life, check this out. Maybe it's for you. Next up, A Tale for Anna, $7.14 down from 20. It's an adventure, point and click, 4 to 5 hours. It's an Artifacts Monday-like. And I got to tell you, Mental hasn't played it yet. So that made me want to...
That makes it viable.
And yes. And lastly, he'll buy it right away. Next up and lastly, Spirit Hunters, $7 down from 10. Not a huge sale, but this is a roguelike. And if you look at it, it is definitely a Vampire Survivor-like. It's got really nice graphics. It's not 3D model like Ruin.
Army of Ruin.
Yeah, thank you. Army of Ruin. Not like Army of Ruin. It's not that kind of 3D modeled, but it is well drawn. It's well animated. It looks good. If you need some more Vampire Survivor likes in your life, check out Spirit Hunters.
Yeah, this looks like a buy. More games like this. I love these games.
There's a lot of stuff on the sales that haven't been on before, and I could have kept going, but I know no one wanted me to, and I probably pushed it with these. But there's a lot of stuff out there. You should look.
I will just add one thing about Spirit Hunters. It's 25 to 30 hours, and TA gives it a 4 rating. So it seems like it's a good game, and it's not as long as Army of Ruin. I have 2 games to recommend. I have not played these games, or I've not played this first one. It just looks cool. It's called Counterattack. TA ratings 4.25. It's a shoot 'em up game. It looks like it's a lot of fun. It's usually $15. Right now, it's $6.74. So, and it came out around this time last year. I've heard nothing about it. I don't know if you've played this, Nate. I know you like your shoot 'em ups as well.
Nope, not played it.
It looks good. It looks kind of like a old school shoot 'em up. And then the other game, speaking of roguelikes, but a very different one, Hades is on sale. Usually $25. It's $15 right now. It's a brilliant game. It's so much fun. Unfortunately, I left Game Pass. But if you haven't played it, or if you haven't finished it, might be a good time to get it. Great game. I gave it a 5. I think it's fantastic.
Damn right.
And
Get it. Damn.
What game do you want to recommend?
I have a couple. I was surprised Nate didn't recommend his favorite game, Lumberjack. Oh man, it's just such a great title. It's just such.
I had to leave some stuff.
It's just an amazing.
I had to
title.
leave some stuff.
Like that someone just came up with that while they were sleeping. Like, oh, Lumberjack, that's amazing. You're gonna make a game based on this concept. And I looked and I'm like, I was looking at it.
There's a lot on sale.
No, Nate has this game completed.
Yeah, it actually had one incomplete achievement. Like one thing wasn't doable, and they fixed it. I was super happy. So yeah, definitely a completable game now.
Only if they want to.
$7.79 down from $12.99. I imagine it would be best at like $4 or $5, but there is a small sale here. But there's a huge sale on this guy. Full Metal Furies is $1.99 down from $20. I think I grabbed this at like $4 or $5. This is $2. I mean, this is a 4-player co-op. I know that. It's supposed to be pretty good.
Is it online co-op?
So I remember when it was. I remember.
Not everything is online.
I remember when it was in Game Pass, people were playing this guy.
I mean, this beat 'em up can't be any worse than Scott Pilgrim.
You're beat 'em upping a dead horse there, buddy. That was terrible. Okay.
that was somehow worse than mine.
Gonna have to give me my Ramona Flowers on that one. Even better.
All right. I regret saying anything. That was better, but so awful.
Poor Nate. Dealing with these 2 children on the show. Stop buying games, Nate.
Are those the only games?
Stop buying.
Are those the only games you recommended? All right. Well, in that case, we have some Game Pass news. We do. Out right now, we have Warhammer 40K or 40,000 or however you want to pronounce it, Westlander. Warhammer 40K Dark Tide on the PC is out. As I mentioned before, Forza Motorsport, Xbox and PC. And then we have From Space on the cloud, console, and PC, apparently. Twin stick shooter, online 1 to 4 player co-op. Heck yeah, let's go. Oh, I love those type of games, so that's great. October 17th, Like a Dragon, Ishin.
Like a dragon.
Ishin. I hope I said that right. I probably
nailed it. One way or the other,
cool. Nailed it. Action adventure open world game. October 26th, we have Minico's Night Market, an adventure simulation game. And then on October 31st, we have Jasant.
Ooh.
And we have the very misleading Headbangers Rhythm Royale.
Was Jasant that climbing game, Nate? Oh, yes, I remember that.
Yes.
I don't want to play that.
Looks awesome.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of people in the Discord that's going to be playing that game.
So different. So Headbangers Rhythm Royale, a rhythm game or a battle royale game or both?
It is a rhythm party game.
Wait, is it
it's
party?
A Trojan horse that plays on your emotions.
It is a party game, yeah.
Oh, I would play this too. Oh, it's about...
You got to watch some footage on that. That looks like it might be...
I hate pigeons so much. God, New Yorkers' worst one nightmare is pigeons. Hate pigeons. I'm not playing it. Why does this have to be pigeons?
Wow.
They just poop on you with reckless abandon.
That's some strong feelings about pigeons.
Man.
Okay, then. Hey, I hate birds in general, so I'm not.
Yeah, but
I'm not
pigeons
saying you're
just
wrong.
poop on you and then laugh at you. It's not nice. Anyway.
But yeah, okay then.
Just
a segue after that. Leaving Game Pass though. So Friday, I think, something like that. Friday, Saturday, a couple days after this releases, if you're releasing day or if you're listening day of. October 15.2th, we have Evil is leaving. I mean, it's only like a 600-hour completion, so you can get that done. The Legend of Tyandine.
Nailed it.
Tiandine. Beat 'em up platformer, 10 to 12 hours. We had the game that Nate talked about, Track to Yomi. You can totally complete that if you streamline it. Turnip Boy commits tax evasion. Everyone has recommended this game. I even begin to list the people that have told everyone to play it in the Discord. It's crazy. It's a 2 or 3 hour game. If you want to listen to it, Devin talked about on episode 197 and Elle talked about on level 214. So yeah. Shenzhen IO on Windows. Frame talked about this game a few weeks ago in the game passable section on level 270. And then last but not least, we have Overwhelm on Windows. It is a 1 to 2 hour platformer game. Not a
with
lot
assists. It's got assist as well, so it should be a little bit easier. But
even better.
Well, not a cakewalk, but easier.
Huh.
And speaking of Game Pass, do you want to give a shout out? Nate did do another Games Passable with Frame last week. I have not had the opportunity to listen to it yet, but
you'll be
I'm looking forward to it. If you guys want to know what games are leaving or could potentially be leaving, and you want to get a head start on them, be sure to check it out.
Yeah, we actually cut the runtime down, and hopefully the next time we'll be right around where we're going to end up. Hopefully around half an hour. If you
didn't listen to last week's, maybe you caught the live show and thought there might not be anything extra. There was an extra segment, so make sure you catch that if you missed it.
It's Nate and Frame. I'm sure it's good.
Yeah.
But with that, since that's all the Game Pass news, let's get ahead and get into some brags. Up first, we have completions. Stega has completed 250 games. The Rock has completed 350 games. And Dunkos has completed 500 games.
Nice one.
In streaks, I currently have 50 days straight. That's fun. Ex-Povos, also known as Kronos, with 100 days. Chris Bud 20 with 100 days. Sincere Seeker 6 with 1,300 days. And Elroy OMJ with 2,250 days.
I still love that.
Nice. In gamer score, Simpso has reached 200,000. P-Tart has hit a pretty 650,000. DJ Zibbyman. That's a new name. I don't remember hearing that before, but good job. You hit 750,000. Bashin Reader has hit 800,000. ZZ Urban Spaceman.
I love that guy. Oh, wait. Thanks, man.
Has hit 950,000 gamer score. MDP and Enigma Gamer 77 have both hit 1.2 million gamer score. And Red 047 has hit 1.8 million gamer score.
Very nice. All right, in leaderboards, Bastion Readers in the top 5 of completed games leaderboard for Shoot 'em Up, and number 1 in USA for the same thing. Domain is number 100 in Washington Gamerscore leaderboard for Vayners. Hey, Domain, come hang out in the Vayner room. I haven't seen you there. Faustian Greed, top 100 of the Tennessee Gamerscore leaderboard. Icefire TN, otherwise known as Tim, is now in the top 20 of the TA leaderboard for Metroidvania. Scatavase, do the fun, then go down the top 500 of the Achievements 1 leaderboard for Survival Series. Sniped by a Gur1 is now 3rd in the Canadian Gamerscore leaderboard, and Eastlander Joe is now in the top 200 of the Georgia TA leaderboard for Action. Because, as everyone knows, Georgia is in the East. I mean, Atlanta Braves play in the East, so, makes sense to me. It all comes back around. And in brags, Ahizo was still not first to complete Forza Horizon 5. Sorry, buddy.
Get wrecked.
He probably did, and it cost him. Love you, Andy fans.
All right. Well, that will do it for us this week. We appreciate everyone for listening and for all those that joined the Discord. Nate's like the mature one while Al and I sit here and make stupid jokes.
I'm not looking at his video, but I know he's shaking his head disapprovingly. See? Whilst browsing.
Yes, I'm still browsing.
He's like your disappointed father when you first come home with a tattoo and piercing. I have no idea where that came from.
Tattoo.
I don't even know what I said.
Tattoo. Better wash that off.
Not just looking for a beating. You're in big trouble, mister. Go to your room. All right, good show, everybody.
Well, yes. Good show. Lots of fun. Once again, thank you, everyone, for listening. If you haven't, go join the Discord. Come be a part of the community. Make sure you join in on the proper channels. We have a little role assignment, so you're not just getting spammed with messages and all that thing. We got all kinds of things: music, Vayners, food and drink, sports, gaming news. I don't know, all kinds of stuff. Come join the community. It's a lot of fun. That's the only thing I want to shout out this week. Thank you all for listening. Class is dismissed. See you all next week.
Oh, bye.
Good night.
All of us play the Vayners. Hello again, AH101 and Metroidvania enthusiasts. I meant to get this on last week's podcast, but I totally forgot. But this is the September Year of the Vayner summary. So first off, the Vayner of the month for September was Superland 6 Inches Under, which was the most completed Vayner for the month with 5 completions. And we had a surprise addition to the Vayner of the month as Moonscars left Game Pass at the end of the month. And it only had 1 completion for the month of September. September had a total of 24 completions, and the Vayner of the month for October is Batbarian. J-Huns won the most completions for the month with 10, which is the highest number of completions by anyone in a single month, beating his own previous record of 7 completions in a month from February. This was all due to the fact that he knocked out 8 baby Vayners all in one day. Icefire had the second most completions with 5, and Ben L in third with 2. Some notable shout-outs for the month was Jay Huns hit number 1 in Vayners played and Vayners completed with 96 completions to his tag. Another shout-out is Northern Lass is now in the top 5,000 in Vayner TAD. And Icefire is now in the top 50 in Vayner's Played and top 20 in Vayner TAD. And for the stats for September, in first place for TA earned is Icefire with 18,220. In second place was J Huns with 13,793. And third was Casual Exile with 5,675. And closely right behind that, in fourth place, was Ben L72 with 5,264. For Gamerscore earned, in first was J Huns with 9,270. Second place was Icefire with 6,150. And in third was Ben L with 2,980. Lastly, for achievements earned, in first place was Icefire with 227. In second was J Huns with 146. And in third was Ben L72 with 104. That does it for the September wrap-up. So we will see you in another month.
Welcome back to the 21st episode of One List, Two List, Bad List, Good List, a segment where we take a look at the achievement list of a couple of games, one that is as unpleasant as the G-Task, and one that is as smart as not trying to win the G-Task. What exactly makes those lists good or bad? Well, that's what we will be discussing. This is One List, Two List, Bad List, Good List. I am Elroy OMJ, and I am joined today by an individual who is not mostly dead, but is definitely mostly disappeared. He is the weight-dropping Inigo Montoya.
How are you doing, Elroy?
All right. We talked for a little while beforehand, and I totally forgot to ask you if you're still, like, disappearing before our very eyes.
I am, actually. Good news is I'm down almost 125 pounds.
God, that's insane, man. That's awesome. You must feel amazing right now.
It really does feel very good. Not gonna lie. So
yeah, for sure.
Gaming has taken a little bit of a backseat in this adventure, but it's well worth it. I will leave it at that.
You mean sitting on a couch, just playing games is not a great way to accomplish that goal of yours? That's insane.
Not the best. I still find time to get it in, but find a little bit more time for some activities.
Okay.
So I guess not getting any younger. So
there you go.
Might as well shave it off while I can.
Well, that's cool. Well, I just want to give you your props. That's really cool. So
well, I appreciate that, Elroy. Yeah. It means a lot, and I do miss everybody in the community, and I'll try to get a little bit more active here moving forward, and get it into my rotation a little bit more.
There you go. I'll just start hounding you more, and I mean, I have room to talk. I mean, I just came back from a 20-week sabbatical, so that's.
I know. I thought you were dead for a little while.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie. Probably dead right now.
yeah. That
this
last
is the
week,
AI Elroy is what this is.
Right. So anyway, it's just great to have you back and to be talking to some friends, and of course I consider you such. So there you go. So I'm trying to get back to recording more segments, and that means I have your text number, and so I'm going to be calling you. So
absolutely, phone line's always open.
There you go, man. Well, I obviously neither one of us kind of remember how this is done, but let's just jump right in. I believe it's one list, two list, bad list, good list. So bad list comes first, and I do believe that's your forte for this one.
Okay, so this is a game I've played fairly recently, with just an abysmal achievement list. And that game would be none other than Family Feud.
Family Feud. All right, I'm about to look this one up.
Ooh. I mean, it is just.
Oh wait, the new one, or isn't there like a remake of it or something?
Yeah, this is the one for the Xbox One.
Is that the 2012 edition?
I believe so.
Okay.
No, this one came out in 2020.
Yeah, that's 2011. Okay.
And this is the one that Ubisoft put out on the Xbox One in 2020. And
gotcha.
the achievement list is just... It's bad. I mean, literally almost from beginning to end. But and really, what makes the game bad is Family Feud is not inherently a very, I guess, difficult game for anybody that's played along like the TV show or anything. It's, I mean, it can be challenging at times. Trying to figure out what people would think is, you know, like the most appropriate answer, so to say, for anybody that's familiar with the format. So, and for those that are not, the premise of Family Feud is, you know, they take a survey of 100 people and they put the top responses up on the board, and you have to guess what the top response is to whatever question that they ask. And
do you have any idea who they ask? Like, it seems like their answers are always kind of unusual, and this show's been on for
decades.
Yeah, and you would think at some point the paths would cross where you at least knew somebody that was called by them, and they asked them a bunch of questions, and they might have mentioned, "Oh man, you wouldn't believe it. The other day, Family Feud called, and you know, I got to actually answer some of the, you know, like." You know what I'm talking about? Like,
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'd love to know who they're asking these questions of. And the only thing I can relate it to is this. I'm beginning to think whoever developed this game took. I don't know if you're familiar with the television show Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I mean, yeah. I'm aware of it. I just never watched it or anything. That's the Danny DeVito one, right?
Yes, and they have an episode where they, you know, they all go on what is essentially Family Feud, and come to find out that the not so intelligent one of the group actually was one of the people that was surveyed, and he always had this off the wall answer that kept coming up, and nobody believed him that would be like the answer when they were trying to steal and stuff like that. And the answers were so ridiculous. And I think whoever did the surveys for this game took that approach.
There you go.
Because one of the achievements is you have to find 200 top answers.
Jeez.
On the surface, probably wouldn't be that bad, except the answers in this game are just really outlandish. I don't know who
name something
them.
that you breathe.
Yes.
Happiness. Number one answer. You know, like something weird.
It really is like you kind of start chuckling through it, because it's like there's no way that any of these, like, this is realistic in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
So, and of course, it's one of the highest ratios in the game. Finding 200 top answers, because Google will not help you.
Surely there's got to be like a guide or something, right? Or someone started one, maybe.
There might be.
Surely. Let's see. Oh, there's two guys. Let's see. There you go. Made a spreadsheet with all the Q&As on it. There you go.
Yes, and I referenced that spreadsheet once or twice because I was kind of fed up with the game.
Yeah.
And it has a very select few answers. That is not an all-encompassing spreadsheet. So, with that being said, the game, you just feel like you're slogging through it. It's, you know, I don't know. I think it took me like 30 hours, maybe. Okay, maybe it took me. It's showing as 17, but I don't trust that time estimate. But it's a painful 17 hours, is what it is.
Oh man!
And all the achievements are really kind of designed like that. It's bad. Like, you have to play the game on the 4th of July. I mean, I'm not a big fan of games that put like those date-specific achievements in it. You know, listen, we all have real lives. You know, like, who's going to remember to sit down and play on July 4th? I know there's workarounds for it and everything, but I guess the spirit of the achievement, you know, is of those particular achievements are, I don't know, not a big fan.
Yeah, I've ran into one of those with Lawnmower Sim, where you had to do it on the 4th of July. So nothing says, get out there and enjoy the 4th of July like sitting in front of a computer and mowing a virtual lawn, right?
Right.
I mean, it's so stupid.
Yeah, like these developers are like, you know what? Let's ruin your holiday. Let's ruin your 3-day weekend, and we're going to force you to play this game on this day. And then of course there's like a lot of local multiplayer achievements. The whole list is just like uninspiring.
I'm reading this list. I'm just having fun reading this list. There's a couple here's one that I really like. All right, so are you ready? I'm gonna play Steve Harvey for you here. All right, Inigo. Name something people use for security. All right. There's 5 answers on the board here. I mean, what would you possibly use for security?
I'm going to say a stun gun.
Yeah, a weapon. Yeah, weapon would be. Let me see. Weapon. No, weapon is not there.
Yeah.
So I thought an alarm, like alarm on your house. That was number 2. Locks. That's number 5.
Wait, what was number 5?
Locks, like locks on a door.
Yeah.
Dog, like people guard dog. That's number 3. But number 1, something that people use for security is money.
Yeah, like that.
Like, what? Like, okay, that's like all right. I wouldn't have guessed that. Okay.
I mean, it's literally really in left field. When I think of security, money is not what I'm thinking of. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Yeah,
that's interesting. Okay, I see a couple other just weird ones. That's just okay. I see what you're talking about though. But,
yes,
but it's funny to me though that you picked this game just for a completely unrelated matter because today we're in homecoming week at our school. And today was favorite character day. And so there was, like a smattering of the anime characters and a couple other television, like I saw a couple of Teletubbies actually. That was kind of weird. But
is that still a thing?
Apparently it's a real easy costume, so it was today. And
okay.
So just wear the same color and put like a little, question mark above your head or whatever. There you go. Like it was a headband, it was, anyway. But there's this one girl that came to my class and she was dressed in a suit and she had like a taped on mustache over her lip, and I was like, I have no idea what she's trying to be. And I was like, but I'm the yearbook guy, so I had to take her picture. And so I'm like, I need to take your picture. She's like, oh yeah, let me pose. And so then she whipped out like a set of cards that said Family Feud on it, and she put them in her hand. And I was like, oh, you're Steve Harvey. I get it now. Like, but man, I was really struggling with that. But so it was really funny to me that you picked this today because that happened earlier today. So there you go. So
it's amazing how the universe works, isn't it?
Coincidence. There you go.
Yes.
So
definitely, from beginning to end, just big thumbs down on this whole list. In the list from top to bottom, like I said, uninspiring, no soul. It's just awful.
Yeah, it's got quite a few achievements. Like it looks like a lot of them. Apparently, half of them can be gotten in the first hour and 26 minutes because that's what I did. I got 15 to 31 in an hour and 26 minutes and haven't looked back. So.
Yeah. And if I was you, I would not look back.
Right.
Just
I think
not worth it.
Yeah, it's just I'm not seeing a lot there. The art, nothing. I'm trying to find a nice thing here, but
even the achievement names, like they're just soulless.
Bland.
And, the achievement art is awful. This just looks like something that was just really just thrown together and said, "Hey, here you go."
Mm-hmm. Well, and what inspired you to play this game again?
I think I got it for like $5.
So you did get the completion though, so congrats on that.
I did. I persevered. And that's 17 hours of my life that I will never ever get back.
So walk me through the 10 online games. Did you play those legit, or did you double box it, or how did that go down?
I actually had a friend of mine, because I had the game on disc, not digital. A friend of mine had it, and he just popped it on for me, and we just went through the 10 games. And there's no easy way around those. Like, you have to play and win the 10 games. I think you have to win 10.
Let's see. I lost it. I think it said win 10 games.
Yeah.
You have to win.
Yeah, you have to win 10 games, and he already had the achievement, so he just, but you can't quit out. You can't, there's no easy, so you have to slog through it. And the games are not quick. I mean, they take
cutscenes, right?
They take 20 minutes a piece or something like that. It's stupid.
It seems like the kind of game where you wouldn't be able to hit X or something to skip the person literally walking up to the podium or something.
You cannot do that either. Yep, you cannot skip any of the animation sequences or anything like that. It's ridiculous. Like I said, 3 or 4 of those hours were spent getting those 10 online wins.
Yeah, there's a lot of game show games like that. The one that comes to my mind is the Hasbro Game Night or whatever it is with stupid Mr. Potato Head, and the final sequence where he literally pulls these cards out one by one and feeds it into something that looks like you'd see at McDonald's, and it spits out a value. Oh my gosh! It literally doubles the length of the game. Like, you can finish the game in the time it takes that potato to stick those dang cards into that thing, man. It is. Oh yeah. So I could see Family Feud having a similar pace, if you will.
Yes, it does have the same cadence.
There you go.
It's awful.
All right, that's good. So 3 stars. I mean,
definitely avoid it. It's just especially for those that really enjoy like good achievement art, good achievement titles, and maybe even a good list that is maybe even engaging. This is definitely not for you.
Right. Well, what's interesting to me also is the genre they chose for it. I've never considered Family Feud to be in the educational and I guess trivia. I guess it fits under. I got hung up on the educational part of that.
Oh yeah, this is definitely that's definitely a misfire on the educational aspect.
Right.
You will learn nothing. In fact, you will walk away from this game probably feeling dumber.
Right. Yeah, I guess it slides in under the trivia banner, so there you go.
Yeah, it definitely is a party game, but I still, even in that regard, I still would not even recommend this if you had friends over. I'm gonna guarantee you right now, if you fire this up, and you got a few of your friends over or something, they're probably going to question your taste. And maybe even reevaluate their friendship with you. Okay? Just a suggestion out there. So it doesn't even fit a good party mold. It's just a bad game.
Just had to be put somewhere.
Yeah. It's just, there's better ways to spend your time.
That's fair.
Like watching paint dry. I mean, you probably have more fun with 4 friends over watching paint dry than you will playing this.
Huh. All right, there you go. That should be. You should write a review for this game.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I think I did just really trash this game. But again, and I know there's 1 list, 2 lists, but the list, like I said, is just not there. It's bad, just like the game.
All right. Hey, didn't get you going. I understand.
Yep.
Well, maybe I can wash it down with a better list then.
Please do.
All right.
It's something, anything.
All right.
It's going to be better than this.
All right. Well, here you go. I got one for you. You're probably not going to expect this one from me. So, I decided to play a real game, and so
blasphemy.
Yeah, I know. Like it's like if you were to buy it, like it's one of those. Sidebar. When did games get so expensive? Lord mercy! Like,
oh yeah, they're I think up to $70
$70
bucks now.
Well, this is a 70 dinger right here, man.
Ooh.
Yeah, 70 dinger, beep, beep, beep. It's a real game now. So I finished the wonderful contest that we spoke of.
The contest that shall not be named.
Indeed. And so the contest that shall not be named, but the contest of which I am a champion. I'm just going to bring that up every time I can.
Congratulations on that.
Well,
impressive, because that is not an easy task.
No, that is not. It is not. It is, torture. Probably about as fun as playing Family Feud, right? So,
I think I'd still rather make a deep G task run than play Family Feud.
Wow, he's on record. All right, so anyhow, I decided to wash it all down and treat myself, and so fortunately, it was on sale in a different country, and so I was able to get it for less than the $70. But still, I forked out some money for this one, and the reason being is because I have a long history with this game. Actually, I'm a little wispy-eyed with it, so it's.
You got the rose-tinted glasses on?
I do.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's developed by Deep Silver. It's a 25 to 30 hour completion. It's worth 2,195 TA, including some DC that's got something weird going on with it, but I'll get into that in a minute. But the game is no other than Dead Island 2.
Oh.
Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I know.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's, I kind of mentioned it I was on the panel not too long ago, but I mentioned that I was kind of using that as my decompress from the contest. And, I have a long history with the game. I don't know how else to put it. So I've mentioned in times past that zombie games were kind of the thing that brought me into this whole Xbox world. Dead Rising, that was the original one. That was the impetus, if you will. My brother gave me his extra 360 because he was like really addicted to Xbox at the time and was playing like some MMOs or something. I'm not sure what game it was, but anyhow, he got the red ring of death on it, and he sent it off to get it fixed, and he couldn't wait until they sent it back, so he went and bought another 360. And so they finally sent it back to him, and he didn't need two of them, so he's like, hey, I'll just give it to my brother for his birthday. So I got it, and Dead Rising, I played the hell out of that. And so
it is a great game, by the way. One of my favorite franchises.
Oh, absolutely. Me too.
Hands down.
Yeah, Dead Rising has a very soft spot in my heart. I wish they'd come out with another one, honestly, but at the time it was unlike anything I'd ever played because I was still in the Nintendo days. That was probably the console I was using back then, and they didn't have games like that. At least back then they didn't, and where you're basically just murderizing zombies with everything you get your hands on and just blood everywhere. It was not exactly a Nintendo game. And after...
And one aspect, too, is I love kind of like the over-the-topness of it. Like, it doesn't take itself too seriously. It tries to paint itself as such, but
right,
it gets really ridiculous in moments, which is what video games should be.
Right. Any illusion of any seriousness should be thrown out the window as soon as you stumble upon the first boss, usually.
Yes.
The bosses are always over the top. Like, oh, what was that dude? I think it's number 3, the guy with the blue ball and the red ball crotch cannon or whatever.
Yes.
That one was probably in the top 5. I think there's even some videos out there like most ridiculous Dead Rising bosses of all time, And then the original one, they had the clown with the chainsaws.
Yeah, the clown with the chainsaws was over the top.
That was pretty good. Yeah, and then Slappy, the mascot.
With the flame-throwing water guns.
Yeah. So yeah, if you took it seriously, I think that's a you thing. That game is too funny, and you're like putting heads on top of the zombies and stuff.
Yeah, putting the Servbot helmets on them.
Yep. Much like someone's Skype icon, I couldn't help but notice.
Right?
Yep. So. And yes, we are using Skype, people. We are the two people still using it. But
the last two.
Yeah,
we're the ones keeping it alive.
Yeah, we'll turn the lights out off on it when we're done. So yeah, after Dead Rising, then Dead Rising 2 was next. So that was that. I played through that one with Chuck and everything. And I thought Chuck kind of got a bad deal. Everyone wanted Frank, blah blah blah. That whole debate. But then there was like a lull there because I finished those two, and I was just like, okay, now what? And then this game called Dead Island came out, or maybe it came out while I was playing Dead Rising 2. I'm not sure on the timeline, but it was really the third game I actually played on the Xbox 360. So it's like, I consider it kind of my third real game on my tag. And technically it was the 12th. I did some research and I was like, oh wow, it's actually the 12th one I unlocked an achievement in. But the other ones were a collection of things, like I was part of Blockbuster and they would send me DVDs and stuff. I was like, well, just send me games, I'll try some games. And so I'd like pop one achievement or two achievements, and I was like, I don't like this game, and I sent it back. And so that was kind of what the first eight-ish games on my tag, other than zombie games, were. And then there was a couple rock band games in there because I play those with my family and stuff. But yeah, but it was like the third real game I was doing for. In any case, anyway, it got me hooked. And the sequel, Riptide, I played the hell out of that. That was actually my first real game completion. I had like a couple of like arcade title completions, but that was my first 1,000 game score completion was Riptide. So okay, I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah, so that always has a soft spot with me. So anyhow, after Riptide, it left you with a cliffhanger, and you thought, okay, well, what's going to happen? And so I remember there was going to be like, oh, well, we're going to get the next chapter of this in, I don't know, a year, a couple months. And I remember I was dangerously close to pre-ordering it from GameStop. So that I would have it right when it came out. It was supposed to be able to pre-order around Christmas time, and so I almost pre-ordered it, and I didn't for some reason. But that made me really wonder, like, this was like 10 years ago. Like, would that have been honored? Like, when this one finally came out, like 10 years later, or would they have contacted me and tried to give me my money back, like at some point in the last 10 years? I don't know. I just kind of was curious about that. I wish I had, just to see how that would have been handled.
See how the business side was handled.
Yeah, just kind of out of curiosity. But anyhow, I almost pre-ordered it 10 years ago, and I didn't. But so anyhow, I've been looking forward to this game for almost a decade, and so this one is very interesting in the sense that this one is very well received. I guess the other one was kind of well received, but this one, I don't know if you see it, but it's got a 4.24 stars right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like that's unheard of in the Dead Island universe. It never got much above 3, 3.5 maybe. But so yeah, it's being very well received, which is interesting to me because I mean it's basically the same thing as the other ones. It's just nicer with a few extra features, and but if you really like this one, I think you would enjoy the other ones because they're basically the same version of it. But anyhow, the way I used to play the old ones is where there was this trick where you just kick everything. So you just kick until they fall down, and then you could use this one move where you stomp their heads. And the reason you would use that is because you didn't want to like wear down all your good weapons. And so, and so you would just kick them until they fell down, and then you stomp them. Well, I thought at first they were going to keep that, and I was using kicks and it was taking forever. But they have a new thing, the block. The block is the new kick. Maybe the block was in the old one and I just never discovered it. I don't know, but
it's spamming kicks.
Yeah, it's entirely possible that this existed in the old ones and I was just completely oblivious. But with the block, it's replaced the kick. So basically, when you block, it stuns them, and you can do like a instant kill with them. So you don't even have to get them on the ground. Like you just like stick your knife through their head. Like it sets you up for a stun attack, if you will. And So if you're playing this game, you're getting frustrated and you're trying to kick everybody down like I was, just discover the block. It's much easier and it's much faster. So maybe I'm alone on that. Maybe that'll help one person out there. I don't know. But anyhow, I'm not here. I'm a fanboy of the series, and I've told y'all about the games, but this is about achievements. So let me tell you why I like the achievements for the game. So I like the game, and I actually enjoyed the achievements for it. So first of all, let's just get it out of the way. They are trackable. So
that's always a plus.
That is, right? And so trackable achievements, live updating, like as soon as you do something, it updates, and it's very good. You can put it on where you're displaying it, and you can make sure you got credit for something, and bada bing, bada boom, it's trackable. Very good. They fixed some Chivos, so they didn't just release it and say, "Hey, good luck out there," And so apparently, when it came out, there was this one achievement that was really a pain that wasn't popping correctly. I guess I'm not really sure what the issue was. I'm trying to remember which one it was. It was I want to say it was the 40 story quest, or maybe it was the level 50 or something like that, or level 30. It might have been the level 30. I don't remember. It was one of those like kind of later achievements that you're going to get where you have to do something a bunch of times, but it wasn't tracking right. And so, a lot of people got bent out of shape out of that, but they actually fixed it. And within a month, actually, it looked like. I mean, it was pretty quick fix. It was fixed by the time I got to it, and I started playing it in August. So it hadn't been out much longer, than that at that point. So have somebody recognize that there is broken achievements in it, and so April to August, that's pretty quick turnaround. I'm not sure when it got fixed, so who knows. But anyway, so they do show interest in the game, so there's a lot to be said.
Yeah, they're doing better than some developers, who could really care less and or not fix something that might be broken.
Yeah, so those are two pluses. But as far as specific achievements go, I've used this as rationale before. It's kind of becoming a checklist here, but the Chivos in this game allow you to explore the game fully. So if you do the completion, you'll basically have experienced all that the game offers, and it doesn't send you unnecessarily grinding through unnecessary hours just for nothing that really brings any value to the game. And so I have a specific example of that in a second, but it has several side quest specific achievements such as Go Bobcats and Gore House and Internet Famous, and those all kind of tie into what the achievement has to relate. It's not just some random thing. So like Go Bobcats, it's like some school group that I think it was some college, and they were the Bobcats, and so you're basically helping them all survive, and so then it's like at the end, Go Bobcats, like stuff like that. And Internet Famous has got to do with some really annoying lady that's trying to become famous on YouTube type thing, and it's trying to stream, get famous off this whole zombie thing. And so, that's her. Anyway, so they all tie to that and everything. But
judging by the description, the fact that it mentions clickbait.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's definitely one of those more annoying characters in the game. And it's one of those that if you have someone that is sitting there on the couch with you, not even actively watching, it will get their attention and be like, "Can you turn it down?" Or
you sound like you are speaking from experience.
Yeah, or it's like, yeah, I know, it's just this one character. I apologize. I know but see what the annoying
so what
part
you're
is.
telling me though is, I mean, do people not like clickbait?
Apparently, no. Apparently, yeah. Apparently, people don't like that. Yeah,
all right.
But
Interesting.
Yeah, it's ironic even,
right?
But no, but the lady, like, she's calling out directions to you, so you have to have the sound up so you can hear what she's telling you to do. So therein lies the problem, where it gets annoying in a hurry. You can't just hit mute for a minute because you have to listen to what she's saying. See, Yeah, so it's a bad combination. That character can go to hell. But yeah, anyway. But some of the side quests have specific types to them. So there's some that are like lost and found weapon quests, soul survivors, and so they have some achievements for each of those. And then they all kind of tie together for one cumulative achievement for the 40 non-story quests. So, you basically get some achievements along the way. I might be mentioning a game later that could take a lesson from this about how to pace your achievements. But I don't, and one thing that's interesting for me is that I'm not sure if there's more than 40 non-story quests. I haven't finished the game yet, but to me, it's either way, I'm good with it, because if there's more than 40 in the game, it kind of supports my point that you don't like get sent on unnecessary quests just for the sake of going on the, you're by the time you get to 40 quests, you've done everything in the game, and you're ready for it to end at that point. So, in this case, that's pretty true. It doesn't wear out its welcome. 40 seems about right. So if there's, say, 50 or 60 quests in the game, I don't really think that I would miss the other 20 or 10. Like, I don't think that it's necessary for me to do all of them to get the full enjoyment out of the game.
And I like games. This literally almost sounds like the Far Cry model. Because Far Cry structures a lot of their achievement lists like this, where they don't ask you to do everything in the game.
Yeah.
Just have a little sampling of everything in the game.
Yeah. That's well said. Yeah. That's what I'm definitely like about this list here.
Yeah, and I'm a fan of, like you said, the Far Cry achievement list, just for that fact is they're not going to make you uselessly go through, like you said, 100 side quests, get every collectible. Most of the times they model theirs of, maybe get like 25% or 50% of the collectibles and you're good to go. Like you said, just enough to, encourage you to kind of step outside and do some discovery. And you don't necessarily feel like you might have to have a guide in front of you because you're going to miss something.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Yeah. So there's actually another example of that in this is they could have easily added, I mean, I don't know if there's more quests or not, but they could have easily added hours to the completion if they wanted, because there's 5 achievements where they are related to the tiers of like different ways. What do they call them? Tiers of something. Let's see here. There's 5 of them, challenges. That's it. So, for example, there's complete the first tier of every zombie challenge, complete the first tier of every weapon challenge, complete the first tier of like all these different challenges. There's 5 different ones of them. And you say, okay, well, what's so special about that? Well, it says the first tier. There's like 6 tiers in each one of them. So they could have easily just said complete every tier. And it's not something that really brings any value to the game. Like you kill zombie. The first tier, you get to exposure to that type of weapon, and you play the game a little differently, and you get exposure to what they want you to see there. There's really no need to go through 5 more tiers of it, to say, oh yeah, well I mastered the nail gun, or just what I'm saying. Just you got the first tier, you get the gist of it. Okay, keep it moving. So I did appreciate that they could have easily added hours to it by that alone. And then also one thing I really liked is that you don't have to beat the game with every character. They dropped that Chivo. So in Dead Island, the original, they had an achievement for beating the first act with every character, which just was unnecessarily added time. They just wanted you to use every character. I don't know. They were proud they programmed them, and they wanted you to use each one. So in the original one, there was 4 characters. I can't remember there's 4 or 5 in this one. I think there's 4 in this one as well. But I've only played with one dude, and I'm good with that. You can tell from the dialogue that nothing's really going to change that much. Just a couple, because usually with the Dead Island games, they address the people as if they're a group of people, even if you're playing by yourself. Yeah. And so, because it's meant to be played in a group, like online and stuff, I just don't. I have no interest in playing like that. So So anyway, it's not going to bring any value for me to play through with 3 more characters. I might get to hear a couple of different, voices, but yeah, again, it's unnecessary. So if I want to, I will, but I don't feel like I want to. So I don't know, but. So that was the thing that really won me over. And then the cherry on top is that they showed some originality in naming the achievements. So the Chivo actually has something to do with what you do to unlock it. So, for example, anger management for slaying 58 zombies with your fury mode. So you're like, you activate fury mode, you're pissed, you're, anger management. It makes sense.
Yep.
And things like that. Personal assistant, personally assisted. So there's another annoying character that's like a personal assistant to some famous lady in the game, and you have to go help him out. So you've personally assisted the personal assistant. So clever. And of course, there's a hotel stage in this game, and
I saw that achievement.
Yeah, and I failed to mention that the game is set in L.A. or L.A. It's set in California, and that's where the outbreak. I don't want to run too much of it. See, I actually like this game, so I'm not going to spoil it for you. And so, but yeah, that's common knowledge. That's in the trailer, I think. So yeah, it's in California, and there's a hotel stage. So of course. What would you have to put in there, right?
Right, you would have to go with the famous Eagles song.
Exactly. So they didn't miss that. So Hotel California, you do the hotel stage. So, and then other one that's just clever things like variety is the spice of death, So instead of life, since it's a zombie game, variety is the spice of death. See, so things like that. They put some time into it, and I appreciated that. And then there was even some with references.
Yes,
so,
I noticed one that.
Oh yeah, which one caught you?
That would be the Max Headroom.
Yes, thank you. Yes, classic reference.
Because honestly, a lot of people probably don't, especially a younger generation, does not know who Max Headroom is. So.
Exactly. I was going to mention that one because, I knew you would know it, but obviously we're old. And so, so if you don't know who that is, it's just go look it up. It was early, what would you call that? 3D AI? I don't know. But it wasn't really because it was some dude.
It was an actual guy.
Yeah, it wasn't AI, but it was meant to look like what it would look like, I guess.
Yep.
And so if you again, all my references are really musty. But I was going to say, if you remember the old Duracell commercials with the family that looks like they're made out of plastic. But I think that's just as old as Max Headroom is. So you probably don't know what I'm talking about there either. So, but it was a thing like early in the 90s and 80s, like a style of costume or something where he kind of looked plasticky, and so he was a plastic guy, and he would like glitch out and like and then he it just kind of sounded like he's studying, and I don't know, it was a whole shtick, and
for the young, I guess for like the generation or two below us that may not know who Max Headroom is, but he does make an appearance in Back to the Future 2.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he has a very small part in Back to the Future 2.
There you go.
Where he does appear on a TV when Michael walks into the diner in the future.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah, I do remember that.
Because it was like an 80s diner or whatever, and he was on in like the background, one of the TVs in there.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, there you go. There's your homework, young folks, is go look up Max Headroom and say, why was this popular? Yeah.
So, right? And he was popular.
Oh, yeah. It was a hit, man.
He was almost everywhere.
Yeah, man. So, There you go. So there's that one. Then there was Down with the Sickness.
I saw that.
Yep, that's for those who don't know, that's a Disturbed song.
And it looks
not a disturbing song, but a Disturbed song, like the band Disturbed. But you get that for equipping the zombie skill set, so you're down with the sickness. Like you equip the zombie stuff, so you're down with it, right? And the sickness is the zombie. You see, it works. See,
and ironically. Or moronically, I guess, depending on how we want to look at this, but it seems like 2 Jack Nicholson references in their achievement list.
Oh, yeah.
They have
There's so many.
anger management and can't handle the truth.
There you go. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are both.
So
a
little bit of a connector there. It seems like
no, I didn't even make that. That's good. Yeah, anger management.
Yeah,
that's classic. That's if you haven't seen that, I think it still holds up. I don't know. It's a pretty good movie. So, yeah. And there's one last one I wanted to mention for the diehards out there that are Dead Island fans and have stuck with it for 10 years like me. I don't know if you'll understand this one, but there's an achievement called I Got a Zombie Army and You Can't Harm Me. And that's for 25 perfect defensive moves. Do you know what that's in reference to by chance?
I do not.
Okay. All right. So if you are a diehard Dead Island person, which I consider myself to be to some degree, when the game first starts up, it's like this famous song from the game. It's like the opening music, and they're showing you, it's like the opening cutscene.
Yep.
And so there's like a party going on, and you can go back and look at it. It's really funny. It's like, 10 years old. And so, it hasn't aged great. I went back and watched it again. And, but it basically introduces you to all the characters. And so one of the characters is a rapper guy. I think his name's Sam. And he's actually in this game, in this one. Somehow, I'm not sure. I'm trying not to think of it too much because at the end of the first one, they basically kill everyone. Or maybe it's the second one. They basically killed everyone. Or maybe it's the end of the first one. I can't remember. There's new characters in the second one. See, I still consider myself a big fan, but it's been a while since I've played them. But I remember they were all on a boat together. Spoiler alert. And then the boat pulls up to the I guess it was at the end of the first one, so because it pulls up to the new place, which is where Riptide takes place, and you can tell that the boat is like everyone on it's dead, and so that's how it got spread to Riptide. That's how they made the connection to that island. And so I thought he was dead, but anyway, he shows up in LA and he's like dating the famous lady, or he was ex-boyfriend or whatever. Anyway, he's in the new one, but in that original one, he's the rapper guy on stage, and he's singing the song while the zombie outbreak breaks loose in Hanoi, I think is where it takes place. And so it introduces you to him, and then on the way up to the stage, you're just some random, NPC kind of person that just walks around. So you first bump into the guy that's like the football star, and you kind of bump into him. He's like, "Don't you know who I am?" It's like all cocky, and and so he kind of shoves you, and then you work your way up to the stage, and then you see that guy, and then you get sick and throw up, and you go to the bathroom, and one of them's like a nurse, and she's like tending to somebody that's a zombie or about to turn into a zombie in the bathroom. So it introduces you to all the characters. But anyway, the famous song goes, I got a zombie army and you can't harm me. And then who do the voodoo be? Yeah. And then it just keeps going, right? And so, but that's the song that from the opening song. So I'm glad that they paid homage to their original song, because I think a lot of people remember that, it was kind of a cool little catchy song, and definitely the best song about zombies that year, I would imagine. Who knows?
Was it a chart topper?
In the Xbox world, yeah, probably, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. It was the number one zombie related song on the Xbox for the year. Yeah. But yeah, so that's why I liked it. It's very thematic. Everything, all the Chios have to do kind of gory, Halloween-ish, zombie-ish, and such. And so they made a good list. Great game, great list. Whoever made it has a lot of brains.
Or
awesome.
Had a lot.
Yeah, had a lot of brains. Yeah, or at least a zombie army. So yeah, there you go. That's mine.
No, it does look like a decent list.
Yeah.
And full disclosure, I have yet to play Dead Island.
Oh man, you should give it a try. Well, I don't know. You're a completionist though. You may not like. It's going to take you a hot minute to get the list.
I mean, the estimated time for the type of game that it is doesn't look like a deterrent. I mean, TA's got it at 25 to 30. For this type of game, like an open world game, that's actually very palatable even for completionists, because a lot of open world games feel like they have to craft their games to be 100 hours, and And the 25 to 30 is actually a very nice mark for an open world game. Because it allows you to, especially, as, a lot of us have jobs and everything.
Yeah, I've heard of those.
Yeah, right. Those 100-hour games, it's hard to actually sit down and kind of get invested in it because you don't have those chunks of time available to you.
Right.
And, the 25 to 30 hour actually, I would give it a full endorsement as a completionist. That is something I would actually jump into.
Okay.
Yeah. It's actually kind of caught my eye a little bit because I look for those specific open world games when I want to scratch that itch that I'm not going to spend, Red Dead 2, I'm looking at you 500 hours, just to try to complete the game because, like you said, work, life, all these things happen. And
yeah, for sure.
Trying to sit down and actually kind of get into it, it's tough.
Right. Well, I think it seemed longer than what it actually was because I had no idea really I didn't even know what TA was back then. So I wasn't using any guides or anything. I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff that would make it so much easier. But at the time, I was just very casual gamer. So
and I'm looking at Dead Island 2 right now. So now you're speaking about Dead Island 1.
Right.
I don't know what the time estimate is on that. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, Dead Island 2, Dead Island 1, it looks like 50 to 60 on the definitive edition.
Oh, okay, yeah, that sounds
which is, I guess, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's the same one as Dead Island 1 on the 360.
It is, right, yeah. It's remastered in the sense of repackaged, yes.
Yeah, and honestly, 50 to 60, again, in the open world arena, that's still palatable. And I would not shy away from it at that level. And I actually think I own it. I just have yet to get around to actually playing it. It's on my list because I do enjoy Dead Rising. I do kind of like games like this. When I'm not busy vroom-vrooming around.
Right. There's cars in it, man. You can get in cars and drive around the island.
All right, then there we go. I'm sold.
There you go, yeah.
Now, I guess I have another question here, just to expand upon this a little bit, because this game looks like it's relatively new.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody had not played Dead Island 1, would they be lost?
No, absolutely not. It's new characters. The only character that's similar is Sam, and he's not even supposed to be there because he was supposed to have died. So,
right. Okay.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I would say that. I mean, it's just pretty much like the other ones, but completely different setting, completely self-contained. Yeah, you don't need to.
Okay, so you wouldn't have to play the first one to get up to speed with the story or anything to that effect. And I like it when games do that. I don't mind that they want to do the sequels and all that, but and I know some people enjoy tying them together. But again, I lean back on this, but real life, we're just going to miss a few things here and there, and it's kind of like TV shows. Sometimes it's hard to start a TV show because you have to watch the first 20 episodes to catch up to the first to the most current season.
Right. Yeah. It does. I think that's also why they put Sam in there, is because it was like just something for the people that played all the other ones, like, oh, hey, I remember him. And then he kind of, and there's a little backstory that he kind of mentions a little bit here and there, but no, it's self-contained. You'd enjoy it. It's a good game.
Yeah, no, I'm actually, I'm putting this on my watch list right now.
There you go.
My little, price tracker.
Yeah.
Find me a good sale on it.
Right, don't drop 70. No,
yeah. I'm having a tough time with the $70 video games. It's a psychological thing. It's like,
right.
I don't know. I could think of 100 other things to spend $70 on.
Right. Yep. I guess that's it, man.
I know we're over here burning the midnight oil, so pardon the yawns, everybody.
Sorry, man. Yeah. I've been up since about 2 something, so I've been dying here. So yeah, that's I think look at that. We've talked for a hot minute, so we should probably wrap it up. Anything you want to plug or anything before you go?
No. Again, congratulations on the G-Task performance. It was it was epic. It was amazing. It was, and really proud of what you and your team did, and congratulations. Like,
awesome, man.
It is it's a daunting task, so nothing but respect for anybody that could do it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. So maybe we'll end up on a team at some point in the future. Who knows?
Right. And as soon as I
don't know why I would wish that upon you, but
Hey, if it's strictly casual, you might pique my interest. So.
All right, there you go. All right, man. Well, let us know what you think of our choices, and if you have any experiences with those games yourself. And other than that, thanks for listening, everyone.
All right, see ya.